And welcome back to the Over 40s Fitness Podcast. My name's Tristan Lowe, and here we are, finally, the 1st of January 2025. And Happy New Year to all. I hope everyone's had a good Christmas. I had a good Christmas, a little bit run down. I was recovering from December's man flu. No, just call it flu. Had quite a bad bout of flu, but here we are now, 1st of January 25. And of course, I think historically, this time every year, as we know, everyone starts thinking, what am I going to do to get healthy? What am I going to do to get fit? How am I going to lose some weight or put on weight? How am I going to eat better, sleep better, whatever? But I'm going to list here in my little black book 10 things that I've written down with very short notice, things you can start doing today at the beginning of January to give yourself a head start for better health and fitness in 2025. So here goes. All right, there it is there. All right, number one, 10 things to do for health and fitness in 2025. Number one is, drink more water. It's relatively free, okay? Ideally, you should drink filtered water, but if not, drink what you've got. Drink more water. It's something that I've always tried to impart with personal training and sports massage therapy clients. Water is your lifeblood. Water is what keeps you upright. Water is what helps you function. Without it, we'd be dead. Our bodies are made from water. Let's add to it. It's one of the plain, boring, simple, expense-free things we can do, and yet it's something that's quite often overlooked. Even with people that are into health and fitness, they don't drink enough water. Certainly not in winter, because we think, oh, okay, it's winter, it's cold, it's dark, I don't need to drink water. Well, if anything, there's evidence to show you should drink even more water in winter because your body dehydrates just as quick, if not quicker. All right, so drink more water. Simple tip I give to clients, have a pint first thing in the morning, as soon as you get up. It could be after your tea, after your coffee, but drink more water. Start your day hydrated. Okay, number two, go to bed earlier. It's something I had to force myself to do throughout December when I was recovering from the flu, was to go to bed earlier. And of course, you're lying in bed for sometimes up to 10, 11 and 12 hours when you're not well or you're run down. But actually what it does do is give you time to read a book, close your eyes for longer. Even if you're not asleep, you're actually in bed, you're horizontal, it's non-weight bearing. You're giving your nervous system, your respiratory system, your musculoskeletal frame time to recover and repair. And that's not for if you're ill, that's just for, for normal daily. So if you normally go to bed at 11, try going to bed at 10:30. Stick with it. Go to bed at 10:30, go to bed at 10. So number two, go to bed earlier. Number three, walk every day. It's something I do, and it's something that I always try to not preach but impart to clients. It's free. You haven't got to have any expensive clothing. It doesn't matter if it's rainy, it doesn't matter if it's snowing this time of year. Get out and walk. You can even walk in the night time as well, as long as you're safe. Walk every day. And of course, you don't need that hello 10,000 steps. That was a figure invented by marketing companies. Don't believe that. You could walk 7,209 steps or 12,114 steps in a day. Just walk more than you normally do. If your target is 10,000 steps a day and you normally do 1,000 or 2,000 because you've got a sedentary profession, you sit in an office all day, then great. That's a great head start. And you can start that tomorrow morning or tonight. Okay. Next up, so that's number three, walk every day. Number four, minimize, if not stop alcohol. Now, some people watching this might not drink alcohol anyhow, at all. So great, good for you. Some people may drink it regular, every week, or even every other week. And what you can do, I'm not saying you should 100% stop it. There are no physiological benefits to drinking alcohol. Zero, none. Okay, the only person that benefits from you drinking alcohol is the manufacturer and the retail. But other than that, there are zero benefits to alcohol. And you're asked to have a tipple once in a blue moon. Over Christmas, I tried alcohol-free Guinness. It looked like Guinness, smelt like Guinness, and nearly tasted like Guinness. So it was okay. I was driving on Christmas Day. So, all right, now, if you cut down your alcohol, not only are you cutting down on empty calories, which obviously are no good for the body, if you're visceral fat and your organs, but also you can save a lot of money over a year. If you're someone that it's wine o'clock every time Friday at 5, like I see people put on Facebook and social media, and it's gin o'clock and wine o'clock and a cheeky swift one, a cheeky half one, people that write that on social media, okay? There's possibly a reason why they do that, and I'm going to guess it's actually a cry for help, not look at me how clever I am drinking every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It's the opposite, but it's painted in public to be, look, I'm Jack the lad at the bar, or I'm little Miss Prosecco at home, drinking at home and whatnot. But I would say to you, cut it down at the very least. Save your money, save your teeth and save your organs, and you don't want a big fat belly. All right, so that's number 4, minimise stop alcohol. Number 5, resistance-based training, resistance-based exercise. It's the pillars, strength, physical strength is the foundation for everything, okay? Without physical strength, you are infinitely less useful to yourself and or others, okay? So, now when I say strength, I don't mean Olympic powerlifting. You could go to your local leisure centre, go to a gym, go outdoors in your garden, go outdoors in your local park and do some form of bodyweight training. Bodyweight training is a great way to start if you're new to exercise or new to resistance training exercise. And of course, if you do enough repetitions with a short recovery period in between, what you will get is a form of cardiovascular exercise as well. You'll push your heart rate past 3/4 of its maximal. Resistance-based exercise is absolutely crucial for maintaining a good, healthy body, and not just for the over 40s, but for the over, for teenagers onwards. Okay, so ideally, if you're new to it, twice a week or 3 times a week. Best case scenario, if you're intermediate and you've been training for a year or two, 3 to 4 times a week. All right, and make sure you hit every muscle in your body. All right, top half, bottom half, all different planes of movement. So number 5, resistance-based exercise. Number 6 is stretching and mobility. Practice it. Practice it during your strength sessions, before and after, or practice it on days that you're not going to go to your local gym or your sports field or your trainer. Do it at home. Do it in your bedroom, your dining room, your kitchen, anywhere, office, lunch break. 5 minutes a day. And if you're new to exercise, I think the best time to do it is actually first thing in the morning, when your body needs waking up. You need to switch on the nervous system and the adrenal glands in some way and allow the nervous system to give your body's permission to relax and stretch, which is essentially what you're doing. When you're stretching muscles and making yourself more pliable, more mobile, you're actually working in conjunction with your nervous system, which is symbiotic with the musculoskeletal system to enable you to become more fluid in your body's movement, and stand up taller rather than crunching over, especially if you've got a job where you sat down in a car to go to work or you're sat on a train. Exercise first thing in the morning. If you can't, then do it during the day, at night. So, exercise, stretching and mobility. Look up some moves, keep them basic, don't do anything fancy. Do the simple stuff well. Number 6, stretching and mobility. Number 7 is increase your protein consumption. So, up your protein intake. I made a point of, when I was sick in December, of ensuring that I still put protein in, if not all, then most of my meals, because I knew through illness, and I was really sick for about a week, 2 weeks, I knew that I was going to actually start losing weight, even though I was drinking sometimes up to 20 glasses of water a day, because my body was dehydrating through sickness. I still made a point of putting protein in all my meals. Scrambled eggs, poached eggs, boiled eggs, chicken, fish, steak, tin tuna, Greek yogurt, milk, bacon, sausages, anything like that. I had to make sure, almonds, I had to make sure, that I put that in my food at all times, even though I went down from 4 meals a day down to 3. At my most, I eat 5 times a day, 5 meals, but I went right down to 3 meals a day for about 2 weeks. But I still lost nearly 6 pounds in weight, but I made sure I had enough protein, not for working out, not for training, because I couldn't do that. I made sure I had enough to keep my body, my metabolism, at the very least stable. What I didn't want to do is, because I wasn't exercising, I wasn't working, and I spent a lot of time in bed or in the house watching TV, the muscles are going to atrophy and start to shrink anyhow. Even your heart. Increase your protein intake, okay? And that's not just for, again, when you're recovering from being unwell. That's to actually keep you strong and functional. And find a protein source that you enjoy the taste of as well, and mix them up. Remember, you've got a lot of incomplete proteins, but the complete ones, like red meat and fish and eggs and steak and things like that, they're great. But if you can't palate those big macronutrients like that, find little ones as well, smaller doses of protein. All right, number 8 Okay, this one's a little bit controversial for some, not for me. Yeah, is avoid unhealthy people. No, I don't mean someone that's got a cold or someone that's got a flu. Got flu. Yeah, okay. When someone's not well and they've got cold or flu and they've got an airborne infection or respiratory, then you say to that person, "Oh, crikey, I'm going to go and sit the other side of the room," or "I'm not going to come round and watch Netflix with you or the game on TV," just for that period of time. You're avoiding someone at that moment in time to the best of your ability who has got a sickness or something like that. That's temporary, Or I mean, you wouldn't avoid someone who's broken their wrist playing tennis or broken their legs skiing. You'd probably go around and see them to help them. No, I'm talking about another type of unhealthy, physiologically unhealthy people that day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, are overweight, grossly overweight, or morbidly obese. Okay, and there are medical terms for those. I would do my best. I don't mean to avoid them in terms of not answer them. If you work with someone at work who's unhealthily overweight and you sit in the same building or office as them and they're a work colleague, you should make an effort to have some form of social and work harmony as well. I mean, going out of your way to build an address book of unhealthy people to hang out with or to surround yourself with. There's a phrase, I've mentioned it before and I'll mention it again. Misery loves company. Yeah. And at this time of year, if you're a man or woman, young or old, and you're thinking about getting yourself healthy through nutrition, exercise, sleep, sustain abstinence from drinking, smoking, drugs, anything like that, you're going to cut out those things. One, if not all of them, you're on your way to being healthy. However, it is very easy for someone who doesn't want you to be healthy, doesn't want you to lose weight, doesn't want you to get fit and join a sports team and start dressing better and looking better and getting nice haircuts and wearing better fitted clothing. There's always someone that doesn't want that for you, and it could be someone that you know, not a complete stranger. Because if it's a complete stranger, you wouldn't know them. Avoid unhealthy people. Yeah, do your best to bring them along for the ride. Bring them along. Take them to the sports club with you. Take them to the gym with you. You find yourself a personal trainer. Bring your overweight, unhealthy friend with you. If you like them, love them, you've got time, effort, and care for them, that's great. If it's a family member, a work colleague who you hold dearly, a next door neighbour, even a total stranger, do you. But do not go out of your way to hang out with unhealthy people. You become product of the people around you. Yeah, they say it's about 6 or something like that. We're a product of the 6 people that we keep around us closely. I actually don't know if that's true. I don't know the numbers, but what I do know is there'll be some truth in it. Yeah, if you're a non-smoker and you've got 20 friends and 19 of those are smokers, the probability is you'll become a smoker. Yeah, either by design you'll start smoking, or you'll be in rooms or cars or even outdoors with them and they smoke, so you'll be a passive smoker as well. So avoid unhealthy people. Surround yourself with fit, healthy people. Yeah, that doesn't mean to say that they'll be the best person on planet Earth and they'll have a great personality and they'll be able to do a million and one things for you. No, you do that for yourself. Yeah, okay. That's number 8. Okay. Number 9, stop eating out and or takeaways. Now, I like eating out in restaurants, not often. I had one over the Christmas period, cheap meal with one of my friends, a £20 meal. It was a Vietnamese, and most of it was vegetables and some sort of meat soup or anything like that. And I took my nieces and nephews out to a well-known establishment, chicken and rice establishment. Okay, Ryan's with Handos. Okay, that's different. That was once a year, festive time of the year, and I think, yeah, okay, why don't we cut down on eating out? Well, you can cut down on going out to restaurants. However, as we know, certainly, without question, over the last 4 or 5 years, there has been an extraordinary increase on marketing for junk food and processed food, which is business. Again, capitalism, I'm fine with that. If it's business and it's legit and it puts people in jobs and pays people's wages, then great. But there's another reason for it as well, okay, which is not so obvious, other than money, apart from revenue, and that's to actually ensure that the general population is physiologically unhealthy, because then what happens is the food industry, who work in cahoots with the pharmaceutical industry, okay, and they work together, yeah? If you become overweight and obese with diabetes and all the ailments that come through bad diet and habitual eating takeaways, as well as eating poor food at home, it is a very high probability that you're going to end up on single or multiple types of medication from your local doctors or your local pharmacy. Now, that's between you and your doctor, okay, or you and your local pharmacist, but everything starts somewhere. And more often, poor health, genetics aside, and remember, genetics, you can only use the genetics reason stroke excuse up until a certain age, maybe 13, certainly 16. If you're a grown adult and you are overweight, and you know you are, or you're unhealthy, or you've got poor flexibility or poor mobility, yep, okay, that's no one else's fault, that's your fault. That's a decision you've made to be unhealthy. So I would say stop eating takeaways. Ignore those adverts on social media platforms and the BBC and terrestrial TV or ITV or Channel 4, YouTube, Spotify. Ignore those adverts that try and hoodwink you into believing that it's really trendy or cool, or you'll keep your kids happy by feeding them junk food. There's a deliberate attempt as well. I've looked at it. There is evidence to show, you can look it up, that one of the biggest consumers of processed food and junk food in the UK, the USA, and Canada are single parent families. And that's why a lot of adverts on television and on YouTube show the mother, with one if not more children, keeping their kids smiling and cartwheeling and spinning around, by getting them to eat junk food. The marketing manufacturers and processed food manufacturers and distributors have read the room, and they target those adverts at areas of low income and areas where there's a high probability of single parent families. You don't see them going to single parent families, whether it be the mother or the father, and pushing broccoli or steamed fish or tomatoes or fruit. No, it's fizzy drinks, alcohol, junk food, cereals, fruit juices, okay? And that is to essentially ensure that you stay unhealthy, unfit, and you pass that awful habit on to your children as well. So it starts with saying no. If your wife, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, son, daughter says, come on, let's go and have a junk food, let's go and have a takeaway. Just say no. Say no. You know what? What is it you wanted? I want a pizza. I'll tell you what, I'll make one at home. I wanted to go for a Chinese or something. We'll make it at home. We'll go and buy all the ingredients. It may not have that taste because you're not going to pack it for the monosodium glutamate, that binding agent that the processed food manufacturers use to make the Oriental style food look and smell and taste like it does. Don't put that in your food. Make your own. You haven't got to buy a cookbook. You can go on YouTube and there's recipes for Asian style cooking, and it will look better, smell better and taste better once you've had it once or twice. Do not support the junk food industry by habitually spending your money on takeaways. You'll end up overweight, unhealthy and depressed. Okay. Now, and that was number 9. Okay, and finally, number 10. Find a trainer. Find a personal trainer. Find an exercise professional, and have some guidance or time with them. Have a consultation with them. Go into their centre, go into their practice, ring them up, have an email, have an online video call, whatever it takes, and ask questions. Now, I'm not saying you have to actually go and find a big bodybuilder, someone that looks like Prime Arnold Schwarzenegger, or a marathon runner, anything like that. I'm saying find yourself a trainer who's already got some experience and can show you with evidence as well that they've been going for a while, they've worked with the public, especially someone of your demographic. You might be a 46-year-old man, a 54-year-old woman, find someone who's worked, a trainer, or a therapist of some description, who's worked with people in your age bracket before. If they haven't, it's fine, but take your time and look for them. And don't look for the cheapest trainer either, okay? Cheap doesn't mean good, You buy cheap, you end up buying twice. Look for someone mid-range price or top of the end price. You know, the money you're not going to spend on smoking, vaping, drinking, gambling, you know, takeaways, consistently going out to dinner, throwaway clothing. Take that money this year and invest it in yourself with a trainer. Take your time. Spend January looking for one. Okay. Work out what's best for you, what's best for the trainer. Yeah, it's a two-way thing. A trainer and a client is a two-way relationship. You work together. Yeah. You've got from number 1 to 10. Now, one of those. Drink more water, go to bed earlier, walk every day, minimize or stop alcohol, take on some resistance-based exercise, stretching and mobility, increase your protein consumption, avoid unhealthy people, stop eating out or takeaways, and find yourself a trainer. One of those you can start today. Yeah, pick which one, and you're on your way to being fitter and healthier in 2025. All right, here we are. Okay, I think this is episode 79 or 80, not sure. My next episode will be 10 things to do to improve, okay, your muscularity, how you function, how you look, how you feel. I'll be doing that one before the week's out. And of course, 2025 is going to bring on some more guests onto the podcast as well. Let's just reflect. We've had a good Christmas. It's time for the new year. Yeah. Declutter. Declutter your body, declutter your mind, declutter your workspace, your home space. Yeah, and that will give you physiological, mental room to fill that space in your body or in your home. Okay, I don't mean clutter again, but fill with good stuff, good food, good people, good exercise, good habits, good nutrition. Yeah, and then 25 is going to be a lot better. All right, here we are then. My name's Tristan Lowe. It's the Over 40s Fitness Podcast with Tristan Lowe. You can find me here on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. Please feel free to like, subscribe and share the channel, and I'll be able to bring you some more free content throughout the year. And this year, as I reach episode 100, I'm going to make a change to the channel. So stay posted, and I look forward to talking with you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.